spent more time alone than I think I ever have in my life. No church. No church every week. No youth group meetings. And no nothing. Nothing but me. And I had time to think. Without singing the hymns and jumping up and down and shouting and lifting my hands up in praise, I was able to just think. We are now able to, through radiocarbon dating, we're now able to ascertain how old some of this stuff we're finding is. That these fossils themselves are way older than the Bible says the earth is. 12,000 years old. We have fossils that are 4 times that age. I mean, and probably even more. The humans themselves have been in existence for 150,000 years. Yet, the generations from Adam all the way up to Jesus and beyond are about 12,000 years. So if we were to take what we read in the Bible absolutely literally, you would get a 12,000-year-old earth. And that's what we were taught in Christian school. That's what we were taught. How does this make me feel? I broke down several times. Cried. You don't understand, some of you out here, and some of you know all too well. I understood why people blew up abortion clinics, even though I didn't necessarily agree with it. I understood it. The way we believe, if one of these babies dies before it's had a chance to accept Jesus, it could end up in hell. I understood why Africans had to be enslaved, because if we weren't, we would be doomed to hell. Oh God, that sounds crazy coming out of my mouth right now, but it's crazy. God, that is crazy. The black people, African American people have to really understand how awful and toxic this Judeo-Christian God is especially for us. Virgins don't have babies. He's invalid. He's the one who made hell in the first place. Okay? So the problem is him. Okay? And it sounds like he delivers us a very incomplete solution, because should we be born anywhere else but America, we have a good chance of being atheist, agnostic, or a member of another religion. So, I'm a member of another religion purely by circumstance of my birth and my environment. Religion is not innate. It is not primal. It is not something that we're hardwired with. They put this stuff in us. And because the wrong choice was given me by my parents and my environment, I, your child, now have to go to hell for that. Let me explain something to you. That ain't love. You can't keep something around that isn't working. You can't continue to worship something that contradicts reality. No, my freeform locks haven't led me to Rastafari. My freeform locks have not led me to a deeper love of Christianity, which I thought it would. I thought it would lead me to a deeper love of God and all of that. And what it has led me to is a freedom from God. I don't need him anymore. And that's not to say I hate him. It's not about hate. It's about what is true. He exists. The whole thing is ridiculous. What do you mean he? He who? How could he be a Homo sapien? Oh God, is he a Homo sapien? Is he human? Is he humanoid? Is he human-like? Is he? Is he gendered? The whole thing is ridiculous, ridiculous. And now I know why atheists used to look at me like that. There was a look, I swear I call it the atheist look. The atheist, like, if you ever watch an atheist argue with a Christian or any religious person, it's just a look. And once you know, like, because my thing is, I want to be plugged back in to the matrix. I would quite like to go back to being ignorant, and you can't go back. They can't reinsert your brain. They can't do any of that. Once you know, and you started to think, that's it. That's it. We have 3 Earth days before the creation of a sun and a moon. The Bible is a compilation of 66 separate books. Some books have authors in common, supposedly. And then most books are written by a single author. How can you claim that we have one flawless book of 66 separate ones? So my thing is, all 66 books are flawless. That is exactly what the Bible is. It's a compilation of things written by kings, some of them written by politicians, some of them written by peasants, and accepted as absolute truth. Okay, Paul said a lot of things that a lot of Christians wouldn't even agree with today. But yet, when he says something about homosexuality, somehow that is some literal shit right there. Changing from one paradigm to another. At 34 years old, I feel like I'm too old for this shit. I feel like, how dare I change now? How could I change in such a fundamental way? You don't understand how deeply I loved him. I'm just happy I'm free. Because some people die in this condition. Some people die, they gave this person, this entity, their whole lives, because they were afraid that if they did not, he would throw them in hell. You spread the gospel if you're really a Christian. So that's how this stuff spreads. It doesn't spread because man has some genuine interest in other people getting the fulfillment of Christian worship. It's because men are afraid that other men are going to hell. We're compassionate, loving people naturally. I teach this to my kids. I don't teach them any longer, but I have taught them this stuff to my kids because I was concerned for their souls. What mother wants to be the one to send their kids to hell because they didn't teach them about God? Oh my God, that's crazy. All right, but yes, and this is the thinking, and that's how this shit spreads like cancer. It spreads like cancer because people are afraid to go to hell. Fundamentally, they really knew how to control us. Whoever did this religion, they knew what they were doing. That you have to put hell. There has to be some compelling reason that people would do this to their brains, their minds, and they would refuse to think for themselves. Why? Because the danger of hell looms, and we cannot afford to not be in church. Because you'll be like me. You'll start to think. And I promise you, you will begin to see how stupid and ridiculous this is once you start listening to reason. All right, that's it for tonight.